If you're the type of guy who needs a girl who doesn't go to the clubs, who doesn't have any guy friends, who would absolutely love to make you breakfast every morning before work, today's your lucky day. Because when you got home from work, I'd be the dessert. I think you just found the love of your life.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another chapter in the never-ending soap opera titled Modern Women vs. Reality. This time, the tears are louder, the contradictions are juicier, and the delusion is hitting critical levels. We're talking about the queens of contradiction who one Diane want a traditional man, but on the next breath can't even boil an egg, let alone commit. Today's emotional buffet includes desperate dating cries, single moms reinventing victimhood, grown women shocked that men aren't approaching them at Walmart, and of course, the timeless classic, why won't men love me even though I have 42 red flags and a podcast? Grab your popcorn. Before we jump in, do this real quick. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss when we expose more free and modern madness. Your support keeps this truth train rolling, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Let's get into it.
Men don't really approach women that much anymore for a lot of different reasons, I think, but personally, I want to be approached. I would love to meet someone in real life versus online, and as long as it's a respectful approach, I'm always going to be nice. Even if I'm not interested, I'm never going to be rude to the guy. But I think as women, we have to give a signal that we are interested before most men will feel like it's okay to actually approach you. Personally, I'm not going to approach a man. That's not me, but I will make it clear that I'm interested. I will pretty much give him an open invitation to approach me through eye contact, smiling at him, physically getting closer to him in whatever vicinity that we're in. And if he doesn't take that invitation, then I would just assume he's taken or he doesn't have the confidence to come up to me, which just means he's not for me. I'm gonna try harder to meet people in real life.
Let's start off with the classic. If you're the type of guy who wants a woman that stays home, has no guy friends, makes you breakfast, today's your lucky day because I'll be dessert when you get home. And friend, look at the desperation level. You can feel the scent of lavender-scented loneliness from here. It's like they finally realized that being a boss babe with a roster of guy besties and weekend clubbing habits wasn't a very marketable package. Now, it's back to pretending to be trad wives with OnlyFans lighting in the background. But it's too late, sweetie. The men you ignored when they didn't have a beard and a Benz, yeah, they're gone. They watched enough TikToks of y'all mocking average guys and decided they're not signing up for the circus anymore. Now, let's get into the why don't men approach women anymore segment. This one is a masterpiece. She says she wants to be approached in real life, but then casually adds, well, if he doesn't make a move after I give him the death stare from across the bar, he must not be confident. Bro, this is the romantic equivalent of leaving your door unlocked and calling it an invitation. Eye contact isn't consent, and a smile isn't a contract. These women are out here playing Morse code with their eyelashes, expecting a man to decode it through 15 layers of trauma and self-love affirmations. Men aren't approaching not because they're cowards, but because they're done. Every man has seen the videos. I was harassed at Starbucks because he said good morning, or I was scared for my life because he complimented my dress. Why would any man gamble his peace, his money, or his dignity for a woman who thinks every interaction is a potential crime scene? Next.
I haven't had sex in so long, I'm afraid I'll forget how to moan. What if I fuck up and I bark?
If you would date an over 40-year-old woman, just say yes. Because, at this point, these 18-year-olds are making fun of me by not asking me for my phone number, but for my email instead.
Ah, yes, the women in their 40s. Cue the violin. These 18-year-olds are making fun of me by asking for my email instead of my number. I insist. Welcome to the game you helped create. You laughed at men who wanted loyalty. You said aging was empowering. You posted I'm in my prime at 40 memes. Now you're crying because men are dating younger women who actually smile and cook without broadcasting it on TikTok. Nobody is mocking your age. They're mocking the entitlement. You're not mad because men want younger women. You're mad because the market isn't giving you what it gave you at 25. Attention on autopilot. And let's be real, if roles were reversed, y'all would never date a broke 42-year-old man with 3 kids and an attitude. This segment deserves an Oscar, a monologue by a single mom listing every stereotype about herself. But ironically, I'm a single mom. Of course, no man wants me. Of course, I'm baggage. Of course, I can't have standards. Of course, I should stay with my baby daddy. Girl, what is this? A Netflix audition? Instead of sarcastically repeating the truth to invalidate it, maybe reflect on why people say these things. It's not hate, it's statistics. Men aren't lining up to be ATM stepdads to children they didn't make. Want standards? Fine. Just understand men have them too. And guess what? Most men's standards don't include raising another dude's offspring while being disrespected in their own house. And no, it's not insecurity, it's common sense. We can't forget the woman who starts all her videos with, "I'm 42, I'm single, I'm a mother." Girl, at this point, it's your LinkedIn headline. She blames her dating failures on seeing the best in people, falling fast, ignoring red flags, yada yada. But then she drops the real line. "My solitude feels so good. Someone has to feel better than that to earn my time." Ladies, listen, solitude isn't your standard. It's your consolation prize. You don't build a wall around yourself, throw a moat of standards, and then cry that no one's coming to rescue you. That's not self-love. That's self-sabotage, dressed up in spa music and Instagram quotes. Just because he's nice, generous, successful, and respectful doesn't mean he's the one. Let's translate, he's boring and not toxic enough to keep my adrenaline high. These women are addicted to emotional roller coasters. Peace feels foreign, so they sabotage it. Then 6 months later, they cry in the car singing Adele because Tyrone cheated after 2 weeks. But the nice guy who would have treated them like a queen, he got ghosted because he didn't give bad boy vibes. They say they want a man who treats them right. But what they actually want is a walking contradiction. A man who's rich, loyal, emotionally available, edgy, mysterious, dominant, soft, sensitive, aggressive, spiritual, and also reads Brené Brown. Basically, Jesus with tattoos. Oh, the tears are real now. The passport bros are being called colonizers, manipulators, economic predators. Why? Because they dared to say, "Maybe I'll look for love somewhere else." Let's be clear. No one cared when women flew to Dubai for sugar daddies or Thailand for spiritual healers. But the moment men say, "We're out," it's a crime. And they're just exploiting poor women who don't speak English. Really? Because last week y'all said men were too broke and dusty to take care of you. Now suddenly they're international billionaires manipulating half the globe? Which one is it? Truth is, you never expected men to say no. You thought they'd chase forever. But now they're not even checking the menu. They're dining overseas. So here we are. Another episode of Why Modern Women Can't Find a Man, sponsored by TikTok and Delusion. The men you ignored for years are no longer waiting. The clubs are empty, the DMs are dry, and the likes are slowing down. You mocked traditional values, but now you're quoting them in desperation. Ladies, the game has changed. And the men, they're not mad. They're not bitter. They're just gone. If you're tired of the same old content, the same fake advice, and the same sugar-coated nonsense, hit that subscribe button. Join the rebellion. Share the truth. This is Traditional Women, where reality hits harder than a TikTok breakup. Cheers.